Hi everyone, welcome to Cashwalks. We're in the country town of Paeroa at the moment, and it's a couple of hours south of Auckland.
It's a great place to come geocaching for a day or even possibly a weekend. The town has some really interesting history, and it's a special place for me as my family comes from here.
Come and have a look with us.
The town is famous for a drink called lemon and Paeroa. It was once made from mineral water that bubbled out of the ground here. It's world famous, but only here in New Zealand.
We headed up to Primrose Hill to find our first geocache. It's a great place to show you the town of Paeroa and the surrounding farmland of the Hauraki Plains. The cache is near the town's war memorial. We found it, then went back to the car for a pen. When we looked up, a couple were settling in for lunch on the seat. We said hello, expecting to have to explain geocaching, only to find that they were geocaches.
This is Peter.
Hi.
So we're Peats and Shells.
Peats and Shells.
Yeah.
Yes, so
That's P-E-T-E-Z-N-S-H-E-L-L-Z.
yes.
Yeah, Peats and Shells with Z's on.
So
And you had a geocache up here.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about it?
we always called it Look Up to the Mighty Gum because from anywhere around down in Paeroa and from 10 kilometres along the road there, you look up, you can see that gum tree.
Right.
It stands out on its own.
Yes.
So even if you messed up the coordinates down the bottom at the bottle, you could still look round and look up, and there's the mighty gum, and find your way up here.
Okay.
We got muggled 2 or 3 times as we moved it around, and eventually we put it on a stile on the fence, and it was a really nice hide actually. It was a piece of wood that we'd drilled out and no more nails glued onto the underside piece of the, so you could go and sit on the stile and pretend you were doing up your shoe while you looked for the cache.
Like you do.
Like you do. So that was...
After a nice chat, we headed down to 131, a restaurant, bar and cafe for lunch. We're at the site of my great-grandfather's hotel, the commercial hotel. This building here is where it was located. It was built in 1885, but you can see it's undergone an awful lot of changes since back then.
Jeff had a hamburger, we had mussel fritters for lunch and a cup of coffee, and then had a look at early photographs of Paeroa displayed on the wall of the restaurant.
Then it was off to get the new virtual at the giant lemon and Paeroa bottle. I remember my cousins, Winifred and Marguerite Dalston, telling me about the local children going to my great-grandfather's horse paddock for a picnic. There was a small pond there around the natural mineral water spring. If the horses had not muddied the water, they would fill their cups and squeeze in lemon juice to add to the flavour.
Oh, that's nice. It tastes very lemony. Hello, cow.
The giant lemon and Paeroa or L&P bottle is 7 metres or 23 feet high. For the virtual geocache, you had to have your photo taken and get a 4-digit number off the back of a nearby sign. This famous bottle appeared on a 40-cent New Zealand stamp in 1998.
Lemon and Paeroa, once called Paeroa and Lemon, is now made artificially by Coca-Cola Amatil in Auckland. Coca-Cola still own the springs, but there's no public access.
It's nice, a lot sweeter than the mineral water and the lemon though.
We went into a local antique store. As Win and Mart had said as children, they were not allowed to go near the mineral water bottling factory as sometimes the bottles exploded. It was tempting as the local children liked to break the cod bottles to get the marble out.
Here is the last cache of the day before driving back to Auckland.
Not sure which flat bush it's in. Well, look at the top, that's pretty cool. Let's have a look. Yep, okay. Sign the log.
The cache is close to where my great-grandfather's house was once located, here on the banks of the Ohinamuri River. He called it Knocknavay after his family farm in County Cavan Island. My cousins Win and Mart are on the right here, with James and his collie dog Boy on the bridge crossing a small creek to the house.
Well, that brings us to the end of our cache walk in Paeroa. We hope you liked the little town and the little bit of history, and also the neat geocaches. So thanks for watching.
And don't forget to go geocaching.